Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Kenny here from RedToothElephants. Welcome to my new channel. You may have seen a couple of videos that I've put out over the last couple of weeks. I'm starting a new channel. I'm starting a YouTube channel pretty much based on FIT, Fancy iTeam, but also some other things as well. So, Fancy iTeam, let's hit it. So what have we got? So, I don't know how you did game week one. Game week one is always those kind of interesting kind of weeks where, you know, everyone starts on a high, everyone's got loads of energy, tons of energy. Come around Christmas or maybe even before, your fantasy team doesn't do too well and you kind of taper off. So it's always important to remember, if you're doing fancy team and you're kind of really interested and you're competitive and you want to do well, don't give up after the first few weeks. A lot of these videos that I'm going to put out are for, you know, new to intermediate players. Partly because, as I said in my last video, I looked at my looked online, there weren't many videos, and I want to increase my own mini league and really kind of rep the red, as it were, for fancy iTeam. So again, share these videos if you like them, and if you've got some people that want to join but maybe aren't too sure of what it's about and how it all works. So how did we do? Let's jump straight to this. You can see my team here. RedToothElephant, should be S at the end, but we'll ignore that. I go straight to, I mean, you won't be able to see. So the scores have been scrubbed from game week one, and what you have to scroll down in the app. Of course, this will look different in your own app on the iPhone. And I'm gutted, so gutted, that I've got Wilfred Zaha, who apparently is going to be out for about 4 weeks potentially, which means definitely one of my transfers is going to be to take Wilfred Zaha out. Probably thinking about taking Ericsson. We'll have to see. And we also have Cahill, who got red carded. If we click on his name there, you can see he's lost 0.16%. So he started off at 6.4 mil, and he's now at he started off at 6.5 mil, and he's now at 6.4 mil, which of course is his lowest score. Chelsea have got some, they've got a difficult game away anyway at Spurs. So I was probably gonna, I may have had to have changed him. You might remember from my first video, I wanted Alonso in the first place. Alonso was the person I wanted to get in because, again, he's an attacking defender, and you want your mix of attacking defenders to come out and score you those 7 pointers. Ben Foster, West Bromwich Albion. I think he made, how many saves did he make? I don't think we've got. Oh, it's interesting. He must have made 2 saves because they got a clean sheet, which is 5 points. He played, which he got 2 points for, so he must have made 2 saves because there's 2 saves for every 1 point, or 1 point for every 2 saves. But it's interesting that it doesn't include that stat in the Game Room Soccerway Fancy iTeam app. But as you can see, he's increased his value to 1.7%. And again, each week, if you're new to this, you can expect to be earning extra in-game currency via your bonus head-to-heads if you win, and also the value, the kind of market value that's created by your players doing really well. I quite like the Game Room app, and when you also turn the iPhone down on its on landscape setting or mode, because then you can see in the league, you can see who's got a clean sheet, how many goals against, and it gives you kind of further detail to start drawing some data and some insight from your team just to make better decisions going forward. Antonio Valencia, captain of United against West Ham, he's hopefully going to be in the squad, more often than not. And again, you can see United have a really good kind of set of games coming up, really, and it's really. I'm hoping for a couple of clean sheets for United. Jack Stevens, nice budget defender. Southampton have got some decent games coming up, so hopefully he can continue to rise in value, and hopefully we can. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can do something about that. Romelu Lukaku. If you didn't captain Romelu Lukaku, you probably were just thinking, man, what was I doing? Because United, also if you didn't have Lukaku in your side, right? Because Manchester United are playing first thing this coming weekend. And so you're probably going to want to get on that bandwagon and ship out someone who hasn't even played yet or wouldn't have played yet by the time we get to kick off on Saturday morning, and bring in Lukaku, because you're not going to want to fall so far behind. especially given that they're playing Swansea away game, but it shouldn't be a really difficult game for United. So match centre. So these are games that are coming up. Who are you thinking about bringing in? You know, we had top defender from game week 1's Ben Davies. Top midfielder, in fact, we can see that by going to... all right, so if we go into the transfer market and we look at the defenders by points, and you can see Ben Davies, top, joint top with Hegazi. So really you had top defenders from game week 1, Hegazi and Ben Davies. And if we go check out the midfielders, Mohamed Salah bagged 11 points. I believe he set up the penalty for Firmino, who I didn't think was going to take the penalty, by the way, and also scored. I think that would have been 2 for Firmino, because that goal was certainly going in. And then we've got top striker from, let's just go back a little bit. Top forward, I think Fantasy iTeam had it as Lukaku. I've got head-to-head coming up with a Common Crusaders FC, Mr. Andrew Conway. Okay, if anybody knows Andrew Conway out there, tell him I said good luck, have fun. I can see it's going to be a bit of a challenge in that he's got Lacazette, Lukaku, Gabriel Jesus. He's got a really good squad there. So next week, hopefully I can tell you how I did. Hopefully I can come back from having Zaha injured and Cahill subbed off or red carded from the previous game. Hopefully I can come back and do well. Played one bonus head to head, and I've won one. Hopefully that's going to be played 1-2. And that wraps up my game week 1 review with Fantasy iTeam. If you're new to it, or you've only been playing for a year or so, you've just joined, as I say, share these videos and let me know what you think about them, if they are helpful. Give me some feedback, because I want to create some stuff and curate some content that can really help you as you're planning for your weeks ahead. Happy hunting, happy managing, happy tinkering for game week 2. It's Kenny from RedToothElephants. See you next week. Bye.